Well, it's been almost 2 months since the launch of the Dawn of Victory Worldbuilding Project, and if things have been relatively quiet here, it's only because we're gearing up for the rest of 2024. So in this, the first of what will hopefully become a series of regular intelligence briefings, I'd like to update everyone on what's going on, and provide a quick look at what's coming next. And you might notice these briefings have a faster, casual, unscripted feel. That's just so I can get these out reliably. First, some quick housekeeping. If you're not already aware, we've been streaming the development of the Dawn of Victory Starmap over at the Champlain Institute, link in the description, and we've made a stunning amount of progress already. We stream these sessions each Wednesday with the occasional break to clean up and consolidate the project, so if you're watching this video on the day it comes out, our next session is in just a few hours. And our Discord community is also off to a great start. There's been a ton of discussions, I feel like people are talking about the setting in the right way, asking the right questions, which has been so awesome to see. Not all of our updates will be published here on YouTube, so if you want to see more of the behind-the-scenes work, join us on Discord. Next, let's talk Firebase Hector. The response to our first bit of lore from the DoVoVerse was just great, I couldn't be happier. We also got lucky that the YouTube algorithm seemed to pick it up, so what a positive start to the project. Universal praise was also heaped upon our narrator. Shout out to Jessica Osborne for her incredible work, and no need to worry, that's not the last you'll be hearing of them. And we tried a different style for that video. In my head, I was calling it ambient lore. The idea was that since we have such a limited art budget, we would try to immerse you in the atmosphere and then just tell the story, something you could have playing in the background. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and we got a lot of comments from people saying they appreciated the more relaxing tone. But we also heard from those who wanted a bit more of a reason to actually watch the video, and fair enough. And I think we have a solution. In our Way of World Building series, we occasionally have these sidebars come in with additional context or images relevant to whatever we're talking about. We're going to follow a similar approach in our future lore videos. Sidebars will occasionally slide in, providing additional insights or details that for whatever reason were just too superfluous or not really relevant to the main events of the script. Using Firebase Hector as an example, one of the things I wish I could have included was a bit more information on what the Acadian National Army actually was. Bit of a weird name for a bunch of independent secessionist groups, right? I'm hoping we can have these sidebars ready for our next lore video, but it's already been a while and I'm anxious to get that next one out soon, so we'll see. Now for some new things we're working on. As we develop this universe, certain elements just won't fit into a regular monthly schedule. I'm calling these our Major Worldbuilding Projects, for lack of a better title, and they're things we'll need to develop over a longer period with a bigger team. The first of these was our map of the Orion Arm, and the second is going to be dedicated to one of the most requested elements of this universe, its infantry. What do Soviet soldiers look like? What do Australasian soldiers look like? We're going to be answering all these questions, and I couldn't be more excited about how we're going to do it. We've teamed up with Ian Lawrence Gibney, an artist whose style captures perfectly what I imagined for Dawn of Victory. We're aiming to get a few designs from Ian each month featuring not only different nations from across the Orion Arm, but different military occupational specialties. German Fallschirmjägers, French tank crews, vegan fire control specialists, Korean drone operators, nothing is off limits. We've already been working with Ian for a few weeks now, and are steadily zeroing in on what infantry in the Orion Arm look like. Here's a quick preview of our baseline American soldier, which when finished, will be used as the foundation for different variations and specializations within the US forces. But this is a world-building project after all, so it's not enough to just know what these soldiers look like. We gotta figure out how they'll function on the battlefield. And as someone who's been rather vocal in my disappointment and how interstellar armies are typically portrayed, the pressure is on. But part of world building is knowing the limits of your own knowledge and when to ask for help. I'm a passionate enthusiast about military matters, I know a bit, but I'm not the guy who's gonna give it the detail and expertise it deserves. For that, we gotta turn to Battle Order. If you're familiar with his YouTube channel, no explanation is required here. Battle Order provides detailed breakdowns in everything from real-world Chinese tank brigades to British urban assault tactics. He's already drawn up a wealth of ideas for the DoVoVerse, including, I kid you not, some thoughts on the Pope's Swiss Guards. It's happening, folks! Together with Battle Order, we're going to be developing the doctrine, structure, and culture for various military units across the Orion Arm. But we gotta start somewhere, and we've selected as our first assignment a United States Army Ranger Company. If you're not entirely familiar with the Rangers, they are a premier light infantry unit. If you need to capture a spaceport so you can turn it into a beachhead, these are your guys. And they should make for a great showcase of how ground combat is going to work in this universe. And so what I'm calling the Ian Gibney Battle Order 1-2 Punch is going to work like this. Myself, Battle Order, and a team of trusted advisors are going to start building that Ranger Company soldier by soldier. We'll identify what equipment each member needs, from radio operators to sniper teams, and once we've got that locked down, Ian will bring them to life. We're still working out exactly how we're going to be presenting all this, but the current idea is that the work will be done in a viewable channel on our Discord server before we finalize everything in a video. That way you can see the in-progress artwork and discussions, kind of like a surgery observation room. And by the end of that project, we should have a visual representation of every ranger in the company. And after that, we'll move on to another unit. Maybe we'll put it to a vote, who knows. But that's a quick rundown of what's going on and what's coming up next. So stay tuned for our next lore video, because as some of you have already guessed, we're headed to the Vega system. So until I can think of a better sign off for these videos, we'll see you next time.